Epomaker has built a really strong reputation for delivering us really high quality and high performing keyboards at a very budget price range, and they have been consistently doing it for years. Now, they're stepping into new territory: the competitive gaming mouse market. As always, for full disclosure, Epomaker did send this particular gaming mouse for us to try, and like all my other reviews, no money ever exchanged hands. Everything I say is always my own. What I have here is the black one, but there are two options for the color, and those are this black and a white one. This mouse is priced at $69.99 US, which is roughly 3,970 Philippine peso. As always, the links will be down in the description below. But upon writing this content, it is on a discount sale, which is only $62.99 or 3,500 Philippine peso. The surface finish of this mouse is a combination of piano blacks and satin finish. We have the piano blacks on the middle part, including the two buttons, the scroll wheel, and the two buttons on the side. With the satin finish on the shell and on the left and right buttons, this mouse provides a nice texture for grip while also being sweat resistant that makes this mouse a really good one on very long hours of gaming, especially for people who sweat a lot. I cannot say that this mouse shines easily as I have been only using this mouse for about a week, but I'll try to give you guys updates along the way. On the left side of the mouse, we can see the Epomaker logo. As you can see, the design is very minimal. We have no RGB lighting here whatsoever, but we do have an LED indicator on this part that tells you your DPI. This is a symmetrical shaped mouse with a low hump in the middle. This is good for people who want to place their hand on the mouse but not necessarily rest on it, and also to have a minimal palm contact with the hump on the middle. This mouse has a length of 121mm, width of 63mm on its widest part and 57 on the middle, and a height of 39mm on its highest part. These dimensions are perfect for medium to large hands like myself with claw grip or even fingertip grip. And in combination of the nice satin finish, this gaming mouse feels so good to the hand. The 57mm width on its waist also contributes to the ergonomic of this mouse. It helps with the grip and provides a nice sense of control. This is also a nice size for small hands with palm grip. This mouse also weighs only 57 grams, which is very light, and while the weight is purely preferential, the best weight is based on what you love. I like to point out that these lighter weight gaming mice are perfect for scenarios that require you to move your gaming mice as fast as you can to aim on something, or what we like to call a flick, and have your mouse to aim track your target like the kind of gunplay we see on Modern Warfare or in Apex Legends. The left and right buttons feel very crispy. They do have a little bit of pre-travel, but it does not make them feel mushy. They use the Omron D2LS switches, which has a lifetime of 20 million clicks. They are very crispy and they provide a clear click feeling. On the side, we also have these two buttons. By default, they are the undo and redo buttons. We also have these buttons beside the scroll wheel that controls the DPI, cycling from 800 to 42,000, and you can reprogram them to cycle through your preferred DPI setting using Epomaker's official driver for this mouse. The scroll wheel has this rubber surface that provides grip. It has a nice silent tactile feedback and a nice feeling click. Looking at the back part of this mouse, we have here the Epomaker logo along with the click logo. We have here the power switch / connectivity switch. On the left part, we have the two buttons. The top one will cycle through the wireless connections, although I don't really understand why we have the 2.4 GHz wireless here because we already have that on the power / connectivity switch, but yeah, you know, it's there. You can use this button to cycle through the two Bluetooth connections. Below that is the polling rate button that cycles through 7 stages that are pre-programmed. Again, you can tweak it using the dedicated software. The mouse also has these case that glides perfectly on the mouse, whether it be fabric or polycarbonate. This mouse boasts a newly released flagship sensor from PixArt, the PAW 3950, which now has a 42,000 dpi capability, also with 8,000 Hz of polling rate on the 2.4 GHz wireless connection, 750 IPS with 50 grams of acceleration, variable lift-off distance of 0.7mm, 1mm, and 2mm. Also supports motion sync that we've seen on the PAW 3395. I don't really recommend this for FPS games like Valorant and Counter-Strike, as it makes my aim feel like it's floating. However, I do recommend it for FPS games that require you to track your targets. It makes your aim feel really smooth and overall gives you a better tracking accuracy. I can't really show you how good 8,000 Hz of polling rate is, mainly because I only have a 180 Hz refresh rate monitor, and to actually appreciate the 8K Hz of polling rate, you should have a higher refresh rate monitor. 8K Hz is perfect for competitive scene, but if you're just, playing a casual game, 4000 Hz is still an overkill, 2000 Hz is the best one for me, and 1000 Hz is enough. I do want to point out though that the higher polling rate you use, the more energy it consumes, and therefore faster battery capacity usage. And speaking about the battery, this also has 500 mAh battery that is small enough to be very lightweight, but not big enough to support weeks of wireless gaming. It does last a good 3 days on a single full charge. Talking about the software, we have a dedicated one that you can download from Epomaker's official website. Once again, the links are in the description down below. It is a pretty straightforward software. We have here the interface. Under key setting is the key combination where you can combine keys and activate them with one press. Macro section where you can choose a macro for a specific key. We have the media section and the basic mouse functions. Here's the DPI tab I mentioned earlier. You can adjust these to your preferred levels and color indicators. On the parameter tab, we have here the double click interval time. Here we have the polling rate and the lift off distance. Another macro tab for customizing and creating your own macros. And here we have the share tab where you can download macros created by other people, and you can also share your created macros here. You can also create an account on this tab, and the final one is the general setting of the mouse. In my humble opinion, Epomaker nailed it with their first ever gaming mouse. The shape, weight, and dimension of it can be appreciated by everyone trying this mouse for the first time. The finish is also really good. I have played hours of games with this gaming mouse and not a single grease mark or oil mark. And with a modern and recently released sensor that is capable of delivering high performance, I can also see this mouse to be used by competitive gamers. With the price of just $70 or $62 right now on sale, this one is clearly a bold competitor. This is also a good pair to Epomaker's very own Hall Effect keyboard, the Magforce 68HE. So would you try this mouse out? Let me know in the comments down below. Please leave a like if you enjoyed today's review, and let me know in the comments down below and what you think about this first ever gaming mouse from Epomaker. As always, subscribe to see more contents or reviews like this, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.